All right, good morning, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and start with our toe lifts. Good, 8, 7, 4, 3, heels up, right then left, right and left. So we're just rolling through the ball of the foot and the big toe. Today we've got 6 circuits, 2 exercises in each. We're gonna do 30 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, and we're gonna do 2 rounds. Right leg, let's swing it front to back. So core is braced. We're just gonna do a nice good swing. 4, 3, 2, good. Switch it over to the other side. Swing it front to back. 4, 3, 2, switch it over to the other leg, out and in, out and cross. And you can do tap and tap or start to make it a little bit bigger. Good. 4, 3, 2, switch it over to the other side. So out and in. And you can stop in the midline of the body. It doesn't have to be a huge cross. 3, 2, all right, slow deadlift. So hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall. So hinge, hinge, lift, lift. Torso's nice and open. Our core is braced. Push the hips back towards the wall. We're gonna speed it up a little bit. Hinge and lift, hinge and lift. Good. 4, 3, 2, all the way up, slow squat. Sit the hips to the heels, stand up nice and tall. So our feet form a nice good tripod right on the floor. Nice good lift. Down, lift. Can we go a little faster? It doesn't have to be quite as deep. I go with the rhythm of the music. You can go at your own speed. 4, 3, 2, good. Forward step and reach right here. Forward step, take it back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 4, 3, 2, forward step, turn towards the corner, little diagonal reach. Focus on keeping the lower body nice and steady. Upper body is a good cross. 2, side step, step it out, hold it in place. Little side lunges, working on the inner and outer thigh a little bit. 4, 3, 2, hold it in the center, cat-cow. Inhale, exhale. Good. In and out. Open, close. Good. We have 2 more. So inhale up, exhale, little tuck. Inhale, hold your tuck. Let's roll it all the way up. Keep the legs wide. Just nice good shoulder roll. 4, 3, plank walk out. Hinge it forwards. Walk it out to a nice good plank position. Hold it. Then walk yourself all the way back up again. So hinge it forwards. Good. Walk it all the way back up. So nice good reach. We're bracing our core, working on a little shoulder stability, getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch as well. Good. We got a couple more. Walk it out. Hold it. Walk it all the way back up. One more time. Good. Let's bring it all the way into the center. We're going to do our stomp, stomp, and stomp. Good. 4, 3, 2. All right, bring it in the center. Walk around, roll the shoulder, up, back, and down into your back pocket. I'm going to check on a couple things. Okay. Do-do. I'm double checking something. There we go. No. Apparently I can't spell. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. So Gail, I might not have had the correct email address typed in, even though I was really careful to do it. So maybe tell her to check again. Oh my gosh, today is just making everything so much fun. Try to make it less complicated and it doesn't always work. All right, 30 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, 2 exercises, 3 rounds. We're gonna do reverse lunges with lateral raises, and you can do the raise at the bottom or the top. And then we're gonna do a bicep curl to an overhead press. So grab a weight you feel comfortable doing side raises with. Now remember, we're doing 3 rounds, so you could always do round 1 right, round 2 left, round 3 alternate. I'm gonna alternate for all 3 rounds. With 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we're just gonna take it back, lunge it, stand tall, side raise. Lunge, tall, side raise. So just drop that back knee down towards the ground, lower, lift, and take it out to the side. You can do a bent elbow side raise, or you can keep your arms straight. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Short little rest. We're gonna go bicep curl to overhead press. This does get to be a lot of shoulders. So when we get to rounds 2 and 3, good, time's on. You can always do your lunge with your side raise, and then you can just do the bicep curls. You can take out the overhead press, and that's also an option if your shoulders just don't like overhead presses. So standing nice and tall, a little bit of upper body in this set. Focus on the shoulders. The nice thing is these are our only shoulder exercises today. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, 10 seconds rest. We're gonna go for our lunges with our side raises. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So lunge, stand tall, side raise. Lunge, stand, side raise. Nice, good lift. This is another one. You can drop the back knee to the floor, lift it to the side, and alternate your arms if they're kind of feeling it today. Like I said, this is a lot of shoulders. Get them out of the way. Good. Rest. Bring it in the center. Bicep curl, overhead press, or if you need to, just bicep curls. That's fine. 2 and 1. So bicep curl, overhead press. I'm doing a hammer press to a neutral, or a hammer curl to a neutral press. So a little bit more of a safe position for your shoulders. You can change it a little bit. Bicep curl, rotate out, kind of like an Arnold press. Get a little bit of rotator cuff in there. Nice, good reach. 3, 2, and 1. We have one more set. So you can relax those shoulders, adjust the weights a little if you need to. Lunge with a side raise in 3, 2, and 1. So step it back. Nice, good lunge. Nice, good side raise. If you want to make it a little harder, you lunge it back, you lift, and you do, this is actually making it easier. If you want to make it harder, you do the side raise at the bottom of the lunge right here. 10 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little rest. We have bicep curl to overhead press. Last set, and then we'll move on to a different circuit. Here's 2 and 1. So curl, press, down and down, lift, reach for the sky. I'm going to do my little bit of a rotation. So arms up, rotate out is an option, or keep it nice and neutral. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Dumbbells down. Shake it out. A little bit of a walk around. Grab a drink. I just hate it when you guys can't get into class. But then again, I never know who's not going to be here today because I know the book fair is kind of getting ramped up. So, all right, we have side lunges and then we have straight arm press backs. Okay, side lunges and straight arm press backs. So 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to grab a dumbbell. You are more than welcome to do this body weight only. We're just going to focus on the nice, good side lunge. I want you to think about your legs. We want the legs to do the work, and it's okay if your side lunge isn't a huge step. This one isn't a really big step. I'm not trying to get my hand to the floor, but you can get close. It's all about stepping out, shifting your weight into that hip, and sitting your hip back like you want to sit in a chair. Good. Bring it in. Straight arm press backs. So this round, palms facing in, shoulders down and back, brace the core right here. So lift the pinkies up and back. Our goal is we're working a little bit of back of the shoulder, and we're actually working our back a little bit here. We're working our lats. Nice, good reach. We've got 10 seconds. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're gonna go for side lunges, round number 2. Good. 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna take it out, lift it up, step out, and lift. So you're taking a step out, you're gonna reach down and pick up some of that darn garbage that always seems to pop up when the snow melts. Or like yesterday when it was crazy windy, always ends up in the weirdest places. So we step out, we pick it up, and we step together. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Gonna go for straight arm press backs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You don't have to have a really big hinge. You're just gonna have a smaller range of motion, not necessarily a bad thing. If you can go a little farther, it's gonna be a little bit of a bigger range of motion. You're gonna be working the muscles through more of that movement, but if you need to stay a little more upright, you absolutely can. The trick with this is to try not to swing. This happens a lot. Here's 2 and 1. We have one more set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This set, I'm just gonna hold my dumbbells up, but if you wanna keep reaching for the floor, you can do that too. Changing where you hold your dumbbell or changing your hand position can change a little bit of the exercise. It's a small change, but it can have pretty big results. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Little shakeout. Got one more set. Straight arm press backs. So shoulders down, tuck the ribs under. Here we go, little hinge. If you start to get tired again, you can alternate. Alternating, we just want to make sure we're not rotating the torso. We're getting anti-rotation in the core. Anti-flexion and extension, anti-rotation. We're focusing on stability here. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Dumbbells down. Walk around, grab a quick drink. Working on circuit number 3. We have deadlifts and we have rows. I'm gonna go a little heavier for my deadlifts and my rows. I'm keeping my weights pretty light. I'm feeling good and I wanna stay that way. But 30 seconds of deadlifts, 30 seconds of rows in 3, 2, and 1. So just a nice basic deadlift. Just like in the warm-up, hinge the hips back, stand up nice and tall. Mind over muscle. We don't want to use our backs for this. I want you to stretch your glutes, and then I want you to tuck and pull your glutes under. So hips to the wall, pull the hips in and forwards. We just come until we're standing tall, and we get a little bit of a squeeze at the top. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna go for our rows. Same rules, you can do right, left, both, or alternate, you choose. So hinge it forwards, good, time's on. So nice, good row and row. If you wanna do both at the same time, you can. I'm just going a little heavy today on this exercise, so I'm gonna alternate. Good, 10 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A little bit of a rest. So if you're using heavier weights, you can rest your hands a bit. If you're going lighter, 2 and 1. Good, hang on to those dumbbells. Holding on to stuff, even if it's a lightweight, just holding on to it and carrying it around, using it, is a great way to work on building up grip strength. So nice, good hinge. So 10 seconds. And on your deadlifts, it's okay if you just get to your knees and then you come right back up again. Good, rest. Getting ready for rows. When we do deadlifts, you don't have to touch the floor. Here's 2 and 1. So nice, good hinge. Drive it back, slow release. Squeeze and lower. See if you can do a good squeeze and then resist the dumbbell going back down to the floor. Squeeze and hold. It's really easy to kind of do a little bit of a jerk squeeze and then just let the dumbbells drop. Try to squeeze and hold it and lower. It's a good way to make it a little harder without having to go up in weights. 3, 2, 1. Little rest. One more set. Deadlifts and rows. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Brace the core, hinge and stand. So hinge it forwards and lift. If you watch my back, I don't allow my spine to arch and round. So it's just a little hinge forwards. I imagine I've got that broomstick going from my head between my shoulder blades through the crease in my glutes, and I'm trying to keep it touching all 3 points the entire movement. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Short rest. I've got one more set of rows, and then we'll have one more circuit standing. Here's 2 and 1. So hinging forwards. And this is another one. You don't have to be super, super far forwards, but we don't want to go straight up and down, pulling the dumbbell to our armpits. We're trying to go back, bringing our hand towards the front of our pelvis. Let's just think about like if you want to put something in your front pocket. Front pocket isn't up here. Front pocket is right by your pants. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it up. Dumbbells down. A little bit of a shakeout. Next exercise we're going to do, you have 2 options based on your knees. First option, squats. Basic squats, nothing fancy. Second option, we're going to go with or without a chair for support. I want you to go down, down, and then come up and up. Okay, you can use a chair, have a chair in front of you, have the hands on the chair and come up, or you can just do squats, perfectly fine. Second exercise, tricep kickbacks. Just a basic tricep exercise. So 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So your option 1 is right here. We've got our squats. Grab your dumbbells if you want to use them, basic squat. But if you can, even if you have to have a chair nearby, it's kind of a lunge down, take it back, bring the leg forwards, and lift. So I am doing The same leg that goes back first is the one that's going to come forward first. You can alternate it. We just want to make sure we get both sides. Good. Rest. Tricep kickbacks. So if you're doing that one with me, just make sure that you lead with each leg at least once. Good. So arms up, kick it back, and bring it in. This is another one. You don't have to be super forward folded. You do want to lift your elbows. You just don't want to lift them so high that your shoulder pops forwards. It's more like a lift and lengthen. And again, the farther forward you fold, the more you'll be working that muscle in that range of motion. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Round number 2. We're going to go for squats, or they sometimes call these prisoner squats, but you're going to go down and then come up. Here we go. So I'm leading with my other leg. I step it back, and then I bring that leg around to the front. This is something, even if you're not doing them today, this is something that we should all practice. This is something we should practice. So you can grab a chair, have something super stable and supportive nearby. You can put a pillow or a cushion under your knees. Just don't trip over it. Good. 2 and 1. Good. Bring it all the way up. We're going to go for our tricep kickbacks. So that's why we practice lunges. That's why we practice squats. Here we go. Lift it up. Elbows pointing back behind you. I think about trying to get my upper arms parallel to the floor. So they're kind of in line with my torso. I don't want my elbow higher than my back. Try to keep them in alignment. Nice, good squeeze. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. We've got one more set of that. So squats, or you can do your up downs. Here's 2 and 1. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to squat it, and then go down, and then come up and try to hold a squat, and then I'm going to switch sides. So I'm trying to not stand all the way up. This is an option. You choose. And I know my knees are not super happy with this one today. Not painful, just they're like, why are you kneeling on me today? Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right, tricep kickbacks. Tricep kickbacks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hinge it forward, lift it up. And you can always alternate. Remember, you have that as an option. You know your body, you know how you're feeling today. I went a little bit light on my weights. Because doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds is actually about the same as 2 rounds of 45, but it just feels a little different. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Dumbbells down. Shake it out, walk around, grab a drink. Decide if you would like to go down to the floor or if you would like to stay up. We are going to do alternating leg lowers. If you're standing, you can do a weighted march, or you can do mummy kicks. Second exercise is a glute bridge. If you're standing, you can do just really good hamstring curls, or you can do, it's just a little toe tap back, and you can actually put your hands on your buns, and you're just gonna do a nice good glute squeeze. It's not about lifting the leg and arching, it's about squeezing your cheeks. But I'm gonna head down to the floor. I'm gonna go for alternating leg lowers. It's just a dead bug. That's all it is. So 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So bring it all the way up or all the way down. Legs up. You can just tap a heel down to the ground. Take it out and take it up. If you want to make it a little harder, you straighten your leg. You lower the leg, keeping the low back pulled into the floor. So lower and lift. 2 and 1. Glute bridges. So knees bent, feet flat. You can lift and hold. You can lift and lower. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm just gonna lift and hold for round number 1. You are more than welcome to lift and hold. You can lift and lower. I'm gonna start with an easy-ish version. I'm gonna hold for round 1. I'm gonna lift and lower for round 2. We'll just see how it goes. And then if you want, you can do a march or something for round 3. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Pull the low back into the floor. A little bit of a rib tuck. Let's bring those legs back up in 2 and 1. So heel tap and lift. Heel tap and lift. So it's all about stabilizing your spine and not allowing your low back to arch and round. So you're controlling your pelvis, you're controlling your ribs. So it's just a little pull in and a little brace. Less than 10 seconds. If you're doing straight legs, it's okay if your leg does not get all the way to the floor. Good. Rest. Especially if that means the leg going to the floor, your low back arches. We want to avoid that. 3, 2, 1. Bridge. This round I am going to lift and lower. So I'm stabilizing my spine. So when my hips lift up off of the ground, I lift my entire torso as one piece until just my head and my shoulders are glued to the floor. Sometimes we lift and our hips come up and we forget about the rest of our spine. It's all one piece. Yeah, and imagine you're wearing a corset. You lift your hips up. That corset is going to force you, good rest, to bring the rest of your rest of your torso with you. All right, leg lowers in 2 and 1. So we're gonna lower and we're gonna lift. We wanna pull the tummy in just a little bit. It's like we're trying to suction everything into the center without pushing our tummy out into a dome, but also without completely sucking it in. We're trying to just tense up a little bit. Think about laughing. Laughing so hard your stomach hurts. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. One more set of bridges. Knees bent, feet flat. A little bit of a rib tuck. Good. We're going to lift. Now again, you can lift and hold, you can lift and lower, or I'm going to lift and hold and I'm going to add a march. And as I march, I'm not letting my hips drop. So if your right foot is on the floor and you lift your left foot and all of a sudden your right hip drops a little bit, next time try to focus on keeping it lifted and know that you might need to work on that side a little bit. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, shake it out. A little bit of a rest. All right. We have one more set. Might get done a little bit later than usual today. We might just go through one set of each, or 2 sets instead of 3. But we're gonna do side planks, or you can do a farmer's carry dumbbell on one side only if you're standing, and then we're gonna do either push-ups or chest presses. If you're standing, incline push-ups or a banded chest press will be your option. We're just gonna do 2 sets so that we can do our plank right and left side. I'm gonna do a rotating plank. You can just do round 1 right, round 2 left. But 30 seconds side plank in 3, 2, and 1. So first option, side plank. Option, if you're feeling up to it today, you come to a center plank and then you go all the way over to the other side. This is optional. This is a rotating side plank. You don't have to do this. You can absolutely just hold a regular side plank, because that's a challenge for a lot of people. So don't feel you have to push yourself super hard. 3, 2, 1. Take it onto your back. If you want to do chest presses, or keep it facing forward if you want to do push-ups, either option is 100% okay. Good. Time is on. We're only doing 2 sets. I'm going to see how my wrist and my shoulder are feeling. They seem to be doing okay, so I'm going to stick with my push-ups this round. Good, we've got about 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more set. Side plank on the other side, weighted farmer's carry on the other side, or rotating plank if you'd like. Here we go. So we're just holding a nice good side plank. You can be on your elbows, you can be on your hands, you can be on your knees, you can be on your feet. If you want to add in that rotation, think about your hand placement. We don't want to take our hands out. We really want to think about bringing it right down under the shoulder. Rotate all the way over to the side. That's the hard part. Sometimes on these ones we get stuck. Our upper body rotates, but we're still on our knees. Good, rest. We have one more set, chest press or push up, and then we'll stretch. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna take it all the way down, all the way up. If you're doing chest presses, same thing, shoulders away from the ears, brace the core. We're gonna lower the dumbbells, and then we're going to press it up towards the ceiling. We wanna keep our wrists in line with our shoulders. And then if you're doing a chest press, it's gonna be wrist in line with your elbows. Here's 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it in, shake it out. Walk it around a little bit. If you're standing, if you're on the floor, stay hanging out on the floor with me. If you would like to join us on the floor for stretching, please do. If you need to stay up today, grab a chair or use a wall for a little bit of support. But we're going to start child's pose position today. You are welcome to elevate your hands, have them on the seat of a chair or on a cushion. If you're standing, your hands can be on a wall. And if you're standing, you're gonna soften your knees because the goal for this one is to stretch out underneath your arms. And if you've got tight hamstrings, then you'll need to bend your knees a little bit like you're doing a deadlift so that you can try to drop your ears between your elbows. So it's just a nice good stretch. Good, let's thread the needle, right arm underneath the left, palm facing up, rotate towards the shoulder, or rotate the shoulder towards the floor. And 3, 2, and 1, bring it in, switch it to the other side, thread the needle, left hand under the right, palm facing up, shoulder and ear, rotate towards the floor. Good, bring it in the center. Keep the child's pose. Let's walk our hands just a couple of steps over to the right corner and keep the hips towards your heels. So you should feel a stretch on the left side of your body from your arm down towards your hips. Good, and let's walk it over to the center and then over to the left. Just a couple of walks. I don't expect you to do a full 90-degree turn. I just kind of go about 45 degrees. Good, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back into the center. We're going to come up to hands and knees, shoulders away from the ears. We're just going to go for some hip circles. Same thing if you're standing. Good. Change direction. Good, bring it into the center. Walk your hands towards your knees, hips to heels. We're gonna come up to a half kneeling position. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute. A little bit of a push forwards, just a nice good stretch. So shoulders down and back, ribs are tucked. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the back leg a little. We're gonna try to extend the front leg. And you can stay upright, you can hold on to something, but I just want you to straighten the knee, and if you can pull the toe up a little bit, great. If you can't, point your toe, but I just want you to straighten the knee. Some of you might be flexible enough to add a little hinge forwards, but you do what feels good. 3, 2, 1. Switch it over to the other side. So half kneeling, tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, a little bit of a push forwards just to deepen that stretch, while keeping the ribs tucked under. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the back hip a little bit. See if you can take that front leg out a little. And again, we're just gonna have heel down, knee is straight. Your toe might be pointed a little. It might be up. You can do this standing, you can do this sitting if that's gonna work better for you. This is a little balance challenge. And some of you, again, might be able to go forward a little, but if you can't, that's okay. 3, 2, 1. Pull the front leg back. We're gonna come up to a standing position. And we're just gonna roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket. Good, shoulders down, ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring the head up. We're gonna look to one side, look to the other. All right, we're gonna take palms facing forwards, hands to the back of the head, and then rotate back of the hand to the small of the back. So bring it up and around, and then take it up and down. So up and around, down and around. So try to keep your hands as close to an imaginary wall as you can. One more time. Bring it up, take it down, shoulders away from the ears, 2 big breaths in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. Good, one more time, big breath in, and out, and you are all done.